Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, where we break down the moments that shake the internet. And today we have absolute fire. The title says it all. Eddie Murphy just went nuclear on Joy Behar live on The View, and the clip is already breaking records with over 20 million views in less than 24 hours. For those who somehow missed it, Eddie was invited to promote his new Beverly Hills Cop sequel. Everything seemed friendly at first. Whoopi was laughing. Sonny was asking the usual questions. Then Joy Behar decided to go there. She brought up old interviews from the 80s where Eddie made raw jokes about women and relationships, and instead of letting it slide like most celebrities do, Eddie leaned forward, smiled that famous smile, and said, "Joy, let me stop you right there, before you dig a hole you can't climb out of." The audience gasped, because everybody felt the temperature in the room drop 10 degrees instantly. Joy tried to double down, saying she was just asking about growth and accountability in comedy. But Eddie wasn't having it. He reminded her that she spent decades on television laughing at jokes 10 times worse than anything he ever said. And the way he delivered it was so calm, yet so sharp you could feel the blade. Social media exploded immediately. Half the internet calling it the greatest live television clapback of all time. The other half crying that Eddie was being too harsh on a 79-year-old woman. But let's be real. When you come for the king, you better not miss, and Joy missed by a mile. Now, let's go frame by frame, because this moment deserves every second of analysis. Eddie starts by saying, "Joy, I've been doing this since before you even had this show. So let's not play the moral police game today." The crowd actually cheered at that one. You can hear Whoopi trying not to laugh because she knows what's coming next. Joy tries to interrupt, saying something about how comedy has consequences now. And Eddie just raises one finger, not aggressively, not rude, just enough to silence the entire table. Then he drops the line that will be on T-shirts by tomorrow. You spent 25 years giggling while your co-host called people the most disgusting names on television, but now in 2025 you want to lecture me about jokes from 1987. Baby, please. The way he said, "baby please," was pure vintage Eddie Murphy, half delirious, half daddy daycare. All lethal. You could see Alyssa Farah Griffin covering her mouth, Sarah Haynes looking at the floor, and Anna Navarro just frozen, because nobody expected Eddie to come this prepared and this fearless. Joy's face went from confident to confused to straight up panicked in about 4 seconds. And that's when you knew the segment was officially off the rails. Producers were probably screaming in the control room, because they never cut to commercial fast enough to save her. Here's where it gets legendary. Eddie didn't just defend himself. He went full professor mode and educated the entire panel. He said, "Let me explain something to all of you who woke up last week. Comedy is supposed to push the line. That's the whole point. Richard Pryor burned himself half to death and still told the truth on stage. Red Fox had a fake heart attack every episode, but said what nobody else would say. You don't get to sanitize 40 years of black comedy because it makes your brunch crowd uncomfortable now." The audience started applauding so loud the microphones picked up people in the back rows screaming, "Peach!" Joe led to pivot to cancel culture, saying comedians today are too scared, and Eddie cut her off again. No, no, no. The problem is y'all think you're the arbiters of what's funny now. You laughed when Gilbert Gottfried read the aristocrat's joke. You cheered when Sarah Silverman said the wildest stuff. But when a black man from the hood does it, suddenly it's a problem. At this point, security was probably on standby because the energy in the room was electric. People were standing up. Some were booing Joy. Others were cheering Eddie. It was pure chaos and television gold. Then came the knockout punch everybody is talking about. Joy, desperate, tried the ultimate white lady in distress move. Eddie, I've supported black comedians my entire career. And without missing a beat, Eddie replied, Joy, supporting black comedians is not the same as understanding black comedy. You supported us when it made you look progressive on camera. But the second we say something that doesn't fit your politics, you reach for the pearls. I'm too old for that dance. The silence after that was deafening. You could hear the air conditioning. Whoopi finally tried to save the segment by joking. Well, I guess we're not getting that Beverly Hills Cop clip now. But even she was laughing because she knew Eddie just won the war. Joy sat back in her chair, looking like she just realized she brought a butter knife to a gunfight. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Everywhere you look, people are doing slow motion replays of Eddie's facial expressions, especially that one eyebrow raise when Joy tried to say she was an ally. Somebody already made a remix with the beat from Party All the Time, dropping every time Eddie landed a punchline, and it's already at 5 million views. The aftermath has been insane. Within an hour, Eddie Was Right was trending worldwide. Celebrities were picking sides left and right. Dave Chappelle posted a simple goat emoji. Kevin Hart wrote, Uncle Eddie said, hold my cigar. Tiffany Haddish said, he spoke for all of us. On the other side, some of the usual suspects called it bullying and ageism, but the comments were getting ratioed into oblivion. ABC hasn't released an official statement yet, but insiders say the producers are thrilled because this is the most watched view clip since the Meghan McCain blow-ups. Eddie left the studio without doing the usual photo line, got straight into his Sprinter van with that same calm smile, and reportedly told his driver, told y'all this was gonna be fun. Meanwhile, Joy hasn't posted on social media since the show aired, which for her is basically going off the grid. People are saying this might be the moment that finally ends the era of daytime talk. Show hosts thinking they can lecture legends without consequences. So where do we go from here? This wasn't just a clash, this was a cultural reset. Eddie Murphy reminded everybody that legends don't ask permission to speak their mind, especially not at 60, 4 years old after 5 decades in the game. The View will probably try to spin it as spirited debate, but we all saw what happened. Joy picked the wrong day to play woke warrior with the wrong comedian. This clip will be studied in comedy classes, memed for years, and quoted every time somebody tries to come for an icon with outdated talking points. Eddie didn't raise his voice once, didn't curse, didn't even stand up. He just spoke facts with perfect timing and left the whole set in ruins. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you destroy someone on live television while keeping a smile on your face the entire time. Axel Foley is back in theaters next year. But today, Eddie Murphy reminded the world that the real comedy cop just pulled up and issued the fastest citation in daytime TV history. Drop your favorite line from The Clash in the comments. Smash that like button if you think Eddie won. And subscribe because we're definitely doing a part 2 when the behind the scenes stories start leaking. Peace out.